Okay. So we have the Two of Cups. That's a connection. That is a connection. It's a huge connection. It's very fated. Like two people that feel the same way about each other. But where is it going? It's interesting because Taurus got something similar. So you might be dealing with a Taurus here, but there's a profound connection between two people. But at this point, we don't know where it's going, right? I always say that the Ace of Cups happened. We knew we had a cup, what we had to offer. Now we meet someone else and wow, look, they've got the cup as well. And it's the same cup as ours. So we're on the same page. We feel the same way. But what is it that we feel, right? And that's this week, getting to the bottom of that. And that kind of feels like what you want. You want to know the truth about this situation. Because we have the Ace of Swords coming up at the heart of your reading. Now, this may be a completion of a cycle. I'm going to say this. For some of you, this is figuring out if a connection is still there after a really difficult period. Because when the Ace of Swords comes up, the implication is that one cycle's been completed with the Ten of Swords and now a new one's beginning. But this is a new way of thinking. And bless you, Cancer. It feels like you're trying to be very clear-headed about this. Very direct, very clear. Like, what do I want out of this? Not really... I mean, apart from the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups here, there's no like real emotional energy coming up. The main kind of the pillar in the middle is this very kind of solid, logical. What's going on here? What's the truth? Let's communicate about this. Let's talk about this. And it kind of feels like there's been communication here. So either in an existing connection, and just to be clear, yes, for a lot of you, this is going to be romantic, but this can be, I mean, we have somebody else got the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Taurus. That's very platonic. Like there's love there, there's support there. But I always say that, right? Love is all kinds of love. We're the ones that dictate that, you know, different kinds of love. But love doesn't differentiate. Love is love. So you're trying to get to the truth of this. You're trying to figure out what's actually going on here. Are our cups actually the same? Are we really on the same page? Yes, even if we both feel the same way about each other, free will, right? What are we going to do with that connection? And the Ace of Swords is communication. It's victory through clarity and the truth. What is the truth here? And it feels like your victory, you would have a victory in this if you could just figure it out, if you just knew what the truth was. And this is going to be a kind of strange thing to say, and I hope I can do justice to explaining it, but we have the Eight of Wands coming up in the past. Now, yeah, this is about opportunities, but I kind of feel with this is communication. There's been some kind of messages. There's been some kind of pickup in the energy of whatever this is. And whatever that conversation was, or whatever this represents for this connection, is great. You know, there was communication, there's back and forth. But what does it mean? You know, what does it mean? If there was connection, flirting, whatever it was, whatever this represents for you. Now, this could be last week, last month, last year, but I don't know. I'm getting a more kind of recent energy with the Eight of Wands here. Or maybe you used to communicate really well and now you don't. And you're trying to reconnect, you know, a new cycle beginning. A new way of thinking, a new way of communicating, a new way of going forward. But why the defensive energy? We have the Seven of Wands here. Now, for some of you, this is, I don't know, this could be some like in the middle of the week, some point, you kind of get this sense of, I don't know what's going on, you know, and you get kind of defensive. You don't know what's coming at you with the Eight of Wands. Well, this was kind of said there, but you're taking a step back. Think about it. That's an 8. We're going to a 7. So why are we taking a step back? For others of you, you're actually defending the relationship. I don't know. Is this to do with your network of support, your groups of the people around you? Do you think they won't accept your relationship? Because the Seven of Wands is knowing what you stand for. I mean, you can only stand your ground if you know what your ground is. This is mine. You can't have it. Back off. That's Seven of Wands. I mean, he's not going to let those people pass, you know, whatever's coming at him. He's not going to let them pass. Now, I just want to say this, and I don't always say this with the Seven of Wands, but it's just when we have the 8 here and the 7 coming up here, this can be the perception that we're being attacked or that there's things coming at us. But in the Seven of Wands, we never actually see anyone. We don't see the other people. We just see the wands. So is there a reason for that? Are things as bad as they seem? That's the whole point of this reading, right? That's getting to the truth of this. What is going on here? So what I would say to you is, as much as there's a connection, figure out where you stand in this. I get so often people, and it's a question that I don't do. It's in my pre-booking information. I do not answer that question is, how does he or she feel about me? How does she feel about me? Because it doesn't mean anything, guys. People have free will. They can take that connection everywhere. Some people get overwhelmed by it. Some people, they want to go with it. Some people decide, well, this connection's great, but it's distracting me from my work. And someone can make that decision in a moment. Like attracts like. That's the whole point. Your cups match. So as soon as you figure out what you're doing with your cup, that kind of helps the situation always. So I always say, focus on yourself. Know what your truth is. What's your truth? And are you ready to speak your truth and say, well, this is how I feel about this? Because I don't think this defensive energy is not going to last. It's about knowing where you stand in this connection. And look at what comes up going into the future. We have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is someone who knows her own truth. She knows her mind. Here we've just got the sword. It's just the beginning, right? The opportunity to speak our truth. The opportunity to find out what's going on, to communicate. But here she's picked up that sword. She's picked it up and she's like, well, this is my truth. And she lives authentically. She doesn't care. What could happen to her? She's been through too much not to speak her truth, not to be there and stand in her truth. You don't have to defend what your truth is. You can step forward with your truth. And not just speak your truth, but demand the truth. Don't give me bullshit. Don't kind of speak riddles and stuff. Although, the Eight of Wands, I'll say this. When the Eight of Wands shows up, it's pretty direct. It's clear communication. There's a purpose for that communication. Now, you may not understand what that purpose is, and that's what I'm kind of getting. It's as clear and direct as it is. It's like, where are we going with this? What does that mean for this connection? And something about it has you feeling defensive or wanting to defend something. But I like this. Going forward, that's what the advice is like, to pick up that sword. Pick it up. The way to get the truth is to speak the truth. What is the worst that could happen? I say that all the time. I said that to water signs this week. I don't know which day it was, but water signs got a message on Instagram. It's like, what's the... And I know I'm biased because I love her energy. I'm all about this, damaged people are dangerous. They know they can survive because they've survived so much. So what could possibly happen to them? They're like, well, I'll deal with it. I dealt with everything else, right? And I talk about this in my outro. You've survived everything that's happened. Every relationship you've ever been through, no matter what happened, you survived it. So how about doing something differently this time and going forward with your truth, speaking your truth? Now, we have the Three of Cups as your advice. So I'm wondering if, have you not told anyone about this? Even if it's not about the connection. Three of Cups can indicate your friends, your network of support. If you're worried that people are not going to support the connection, if that's what you're defensive about, no, there's support here. It's saying there is support here. For others of you, this could be a reunion. Maybe you've been in talks to kind of reunite with someone, and that's only going to be for those of you that have been talking about this with someone. You're not sure where you want to go. You'll know with the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Swords, with that coming up there, you will know where you want this to go. It's a celebration. It might be that, the way to explore this is to go further is maybe you just want to be friends. You're not sure if you're ready to kind of take it any further than that. Because all we know here, both these cards talk about love and support, and they bookend your reading. There is love and support here. But that's just it. What do we do with love and support? We kind of turn it into romance straight away. But there's some truth. There's some conversations that need to be had here for sure. You've got 3 cards here. Half your cards are about communication. What's happening? And it's clear communication, direct communication, not this. You don't have to defend. Stand your ground, but speak solidly, right? Go forward like the Queen of Swords with your sword raised high. You've got nothing to be ashamed of. Speak your truth. Right, let's see what oracle cards come up for you guys. Treasure your loved ones. It's important to love others deeply. Now, I'm going to say this as well, and I kind of was thinking that as I was shuffling that. If you don't have anything else going on, if there's no connection, there's nothing, and this is what you want, This is what you're striving for. And that might be this, that you've had opportunities, but nothing that kind of hit the mark, right? With the Eight of Wands, because that can be opportunities coming in. And you've been doing this for so long that now you're kind of defensive about this. I always say the way to manifest a relationship is to, if you want love, like attracts like, raise your vibration to one of love. If you're feeling lonely, you're not going to manifest, you're going to manifest more loneliness, right? So then connect with people that do love you. And we all have people that love us, that connect with us, make us feel good, that raise our vibration. And it is, I mean, whatever this is, talk to a friend about this situation. Maybe if you lack perspective and you want to talk this through and you're not ready, if you're not ready to talk to the actual person, if there is someone, what about your loved ones? They might be able to help you. Sometimes our friends know us better than we know ourselves, right? But it kind of feels, I will say this with the Queen of Swords, she's emotionally detached. She's emotionally detached. So is that the kind of defensive energy? Please don't forget that, that's maybe why they ask for the Three of Cups here. Connect with loved ones. They're going to keep you in that state. They will keep you straight, but balancing your head and heart. There's that need for that here. Because this can very quickly turn into, I'm just cutting my emotions off because I don't understand this. I don't know what's going on. Whereas I feel the message more here is to speak plainly about the emotions. To speak about the emotions, not to cut them out. This is amazing. Beautiful energy. Milk and honey. Milk and honey is the land of milk and honey. And I love this card because I love the little baby elephant. But this is about, it's, abundance. Great abundance can come in for you. You can have it all. You really can. How? By being authentically who you are. By coming from a place of authenticity. As Queen of Swords. Same advice coming in here. You can enjoy whatever you want. Everything that you desire can be yours. But you must go for it authentically. And it's about speaking your truth. That's the main message. Speak your truth, Cancer. Speak your truth. Especially if you want the truth. Because what happens too often is people are like, I don't want to make myself vulnerable. I don't want to go out on a limb. I'm just going to be defensive until I find out what the other person feels or what they're thinking. It doesn't work like that. Someone has to go first, right? If you're the one that wants the truth, speak the truth. Okay, it says, dearest you, we here on the other side have one important thing to declare. Sorry, shouldn't laugh at you. But yeah, we have one important thing to declare. Love is the answer to literally everything. We don't necessarily mean romantic or erotic love, and that's kind of what feels like you're getting to the bottom of here. Although they are wonderful, but something above and beyond that. Everything alive in the world was first created by love. Spirit sends love to animate life and birth. Say that again. Spirit sends love to animate life and birth it into existence. Love is without conditions, and it is based in reverence and a fierce and joyful respect for life. Love thrives when you focus on it. Treasure your loved ones. And we want you to turn away from anything that causes it to wane. Love is when you no longer see yourself as other, separate from, better or less than, etc. When you act as love, you give permission to the world to thrive and grow as it will. Can you let go of what is not love and ask, what would love do? Love is waiting for you always and forever. We just adore you over here. And that's very much, that's this, right? This is being surrounded by love, celebrating love with loved ones, friends, family, whatever. Even if you want romantic love, even if that's what this is, it's being in love. Love is love. I say that all the time. But we've kind of turned love into just romance. And there's nothing wrong with romance. That even the postcard from Spirit says that. There's nothing wrong with romance. But romance has its place. And it doesn't serve anyone to just think of romance as love. Having love and romance, we all wish for that, right? But it's speaking the truth, being in your authenticity. Express how you feel. Express how you feel. Treasure your loved ones, right? And you've got so many messages of authenticity, communication here. You guys might just have to come out and say how you're feeling this week, guys.